option. I heard you loud and clear. Now I know I'm in my power, and you're not welcome back here. It goes 3, 2, 1. I was seeing through your mask, then I course corrected self. Your manipulative tactics you can play on someone else. What is up, besties? It's your girl, the Karmic DF, back to you again with another video. And this time, we actually had like a 3-way tie. And I actually need your opinion because history of the CIA technically won. But then I was like, I don't actually know what you guys want out of that video. So please let me know in the comments down below, or let me know in the poll that we did on my community post thing, whatever the frick. So I decided I want to check in on Biebs. There's been a lot of blind items coming out about him. You know, the Diddy thing going on. And apparently Selena Gomez dropped a new album with Benny Blanco. And so I figured we'll do a Justin Bieber deep dive. I figured I haven't done a Justin Bieber deep dive in a while. So I figured I'd bring another one out. So as always, this is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. There are zero facts here, bestie. Obviously, I'm just a crazy lady talking to the dead and just floating hands on the internet. How could she know, right? So I already did the reading. I covered Diddy, allegedly. His marriage with Hailey. Found out some stuff. Selena, how he feels about that. How he feels about Benny and them being together. And also I looked into the church that he's currently residing in, church home or whatever. And it's all legend. There's no facts here. I'm sure it's a lovely place. But yeah, I explain more when I get into the tarot part. So I'll just let y'all listen to that part. So how are we doing, guys? Spring is finally here. That Mercury-Venus retrograde combo whoop my grass, y'all. I had exes on my mind. I was reflecting on shit. I was drained constantly. And then we had that eclipse season. I had a lot of changes. Did you guys feel it? Did you feel the need to change? Did you feel the need to reflect on things in the past? Or maybe if you're seeing this in the future, now is the time where you're supposed to be doing that. So just honor how you feel and let yourself feel. Do what you got to do. But without further ado, this is just everything Justin, how he feels about Selena, how he feels about Hailey. Even Hailey's father comes up in this. So get some snacks, relax. If you don't have the time right now, put this on your save for later because we dove deep, bestie. So you guys can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Do not forget that if you enjoy my song that was in the intro, it's also on the outro. You can now download it. Go to my website, thekarmicdf.com. I put so much effort into it with my producer, Jordan Meyer. He's wonderful. I've known him for over a decade. He's an incredible man. And I worked with him like when I was in my early 20s. So the song is just, if you're a people pleaser, if you've had your heart broken, if you want better out of life, you'd really enjoy the song. So please do me a favor and check it out. I'd really love if you guys loved it too. But I thought we'll start the week off well because I am feeling well. So let's do some general messages. So if you're new here, I do a message that may or may not be for you. If you feel called to keep watching, then there's probably a message in here for you. If not, that's totally fine. There are always timestamps down below where you could get to the point that you want to get. So stop whining and putting a comment that says, the video starts 12 minutes in, by the way. That's what the timestamps are for, bestie. Go ahead and look at that. Also, I got to bring it up because I don't want my regulars to be shocked when this happens. Eclipse season really woke me up. The retrogrades really woke me up. And I realized that I have an issue defending myself because I've been taught that by defending yourself, you're mean, you're rude, and you should never stoop to their level. But the problem is the easiest targeted person is the person who wants to feel as though they're the good guy. And so that has been something people have used on me throughout my life, and maybe you can relate to this. So if y'all start to see me talk shit to people that think it's okay to talk shit in my comment section when I've done nothing but be kind and put a lot of energy into this, fellow tarot readers and channelers, y'all know this takes a lot of energy. And sometimes I just get the nastiest comments, and I'm just at a point in my life where I'm ready to meet fire with fire sometimes. So obviously that's not to my besties. Obviously that's not to my wonderful subscribers. But I'm just getting into a place where it's like, if I want to be the person that I wish I had for other people, then I have to stand on what I value. And I think that a lot of us empaths or people that are very sensitive, we think that it's wrong to defend ourselves. And that was something I battled with myself. So maybe you can relate to this. And I'm not doing that anymore. So if you have the balls to be disrespectful in the comments, don't be surprised if I tap back. That's all I'm saying. But that's not to my regulars. It's not to my besties. That's just to the haterators. I'm watching y'all. And if I have to see the nasty comment, though I try to avoid it, don't be surprised if I say something back. That's all I'm saying. I have a right to my feelings. We all have a right to our feelings. And especially reading Justin Bieber and how he doesn't know how to deal with his feelings. It was just another reminder to me. And with this eclipse season, I think it really helped us cut through the illusion, cut through the bullshit and go, I deserve better. So let me own that. You know, anger is a natural emotion. And this isn't Burger King. You can't have it your way. You're not going to be disrespectful to me at my place of work and expect me to be nice back. Like, it's just, I'm tired, y'all. I have more respect for celebrities as I go into this, because it's like, I don't know how they don't lose their head on people, because sometimes people be saying the meanest shit because they're fucking miserable. And I know that they're miserable, but sometimes you need to be the karma. It just is what it is. So I'm just going to get right into it. If you are here for just the Justin material, then we're going to get right into that. But if you want to stick around for the general message, then it is probably for you. So this is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only. You can book a private reading with me at thekarmicdf.com. But without further ado, let's get into it. So if you guys stuck around for the general message, then this message is for you. As always, take what resonates. Do not let the rest take away from you. Now, I am going to put it in a theme of, like, since it's spring, like maybe there's new energies that we need to know about. But this is a timeless message. So if you're seeing this like a year from now, this is when you're meant to see this message. So I'm going to pull some stickers like I did before, and then I'm going to pull some charms, and then we're going to go from there. So I feel like I need to pull 5. 1, 2... Do, 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 do. 3. The wolf came out again. Okay. 4. I want this one. 5. All right. Then my charms. Don't want y'all to go deaf. 5. 2. Again with that one. All right. We're still working on ourselves. 1 more. 2. Okay. Oh! Y'all are, okay, whatever work you're doing, it is working. You're getting to the nitty gritty. Floss came out again. So we're getting to the nitty gritty. We're doing the work. Not shocking. I'm putting this out during a Venus Mercury retrograde. We also have, I don't know if y'all can see this, the cleaver, I think that's what it's called, where we're cutting the dead weight. We're cutting the fat. And then with the anchor here, we are anchoring in who we really are. So it depends on where you are in the spectrum. Either you're being called to do this, or you're already in the thick of this, or you're on the way out. I see a broad range. So take it where it falls for you. But we're doing the work. We're getting to the nitty gritty. We're being honest with ourselves. We're cutting the dead weight. We're realizing what doesn't serve us, and it's got to go. So if you haven't been doing this, then Spirit's calling you to kind of look around at your people, your surroundings. What isn't fitting? What isn't serving you the way that it should be? Does this bring me joy? Does this person take from me and doesn't give me back? It's actually reminding me of a hard conversation that I had to have the other day, where I think y'all will relate to this, where this person hits me up all the time, and they'll start like really love bomb me, like, oh my God, how are you? Are you doing so well? Blah, blah, blah. By the way, this is what's going on and I'm struggling. And it's like, bro, I literally never hear from you when you're good, and you never ask about me. I think Spirit's calling you to ask yourself. It's a really good quote. If these people that cling to you, that ask you for support and all of that, could they actually tell people who you are? Do they really know you? Your likes, your dislikes, what you're passionate about, what your pastimes are? Or are they only around when shit's tough for them and you're their free therapist? Because I think a lot of you have realized that you don't want to be weighed down by other people's bullshit anymore. And you might be people pleasers, which is probably why I went on a rant earlier, where it's like, I want to be nice and I understand what you're going through. And that's great. But two things can be true at the same time, right? Like, we can understand what someone's going through, but we're not here to fix them. They need to free themselves. And that's the most freeing thing in the whole world. If you're the one that fixes you, That, like, I used to feel so alone and sad because I had no one around me, and it was heartbreaking. And then as I began to rebuild myself, I realized that, like, no one can say that they're the reason I'm where it at. There's no one in this world that can sit here and be like, oh, she's great on YouTube because I helped her. Oh, she's healing and doing well now because I have. There was no one here for me. I was alone. So even though maybe some of you are being cocooned, being pulled away from people, places, and experiences, old friend groups, stuff like that, it's not a punishment. It's to help you solidify the you that you're meant to be so that you could shine. Because look at, here's a little starfish. I think a lot of you are deep because think of the starfish, it's in the water. And it reminds me of the SpongeBob movie where Patrick gets out of the water and he shrivels up because he needs the water. He needs that depth. And I think a lot of you have that depth where you're looking for real intimate connections of all kinds, friends, family, love, and you haven't been finding it. And instead of, or this is where you're headed, where it's like, instead of being like, oh, I'm broken, I don't fit in, well, maybe I need to really meet myself at my core, shine that out, and then the people that get me and support me, they'll find me because I'm not hiding away who I was. You know, I can relate to this because there was a lot of years where I masked who I was so much that to this day, I still kind of struggle being me out loud because we have a society that's very hard. It's very go, go, go. Don't feel your emotions. Crying is weakness, all that bullshit. And it's hard for us to have those hearty connections. But with the two love hearts coming out together, that's telling me that we're healing from our heart chakras to meet the people that are actually going to be fulfilling, to have the experiences that are actually going to be fulfilling. This could even be a job too, right? Like maybe you're stressed at work, you hate that job, it brings you no joy, and you've been praying for more, and now things are getting even worse, and you're like, why? But in reality, it's because, yeah, I'm hearing just around the river bend, something better is coming for you. We don't lose things without the universe replacing it with something else. Every time that I've leveled up in terms of, like, I used to have super toxic friends, leveled up, went to emotionally avoided friends, leveled up, went to anxiously attached friends, because then I became a little emotionally avoidant, leveled up, now I have a few quality friends that I know are healthy and we support each other and there's no attachments that are unhealthy. You're doing the work to get there, and Spirit wants to applaud you for that. I mean, the wolf came out right side up, which is telling me that you're taking your life back. Again, with the greenery here, I really think we're working on the heart chakra. You might have been feeling a little weepy, nostalgic, thinking about things from the past, but you're trusting yourself because there's a little third eye on the wolf here, and it's like, you know what? What's that saying where it's like, throw me to the wolves and I'll return leading the pack? You've had people project on you forever because you are a diamond in the rough, and you didn't know your worth yet, and so other people kind of dumped on you because you couldn't see it yet, and they didn't want you to see it because think about their abandonment wounds, right? Like if you had, it's reminded me of like a friend trio I had where everybody talked shit about each other and I really hated it, but I was probably triggering them because I knew I wanted more out of life and maybe they didn't want to step up, and so there's that clash, right? So trust that whatever's falling away from you is helping you anchor into who you are. This can also be a lifestyle, right? Like maybe some of you are being drawn to drink water more, start doing yoga, start doing things where you're really grounded into your body because it's helping you feel like you're safe in this world. Feel like, it's reminding me of when I have bad days and I'm like, just, I want to go home. And I don't even really understand what that means. But I think I know to an extent. It's like, I'm not from here. Like, you know, like I'm an alien. I don't belong. And I think you guys might relate to that. You're bringing heaven to earth is kind of the vibe here. So trust the signs, trust the synchronicities. If you're seeing angel numbers, if you're seeing being drawn to crows, birds, stuff like that, keep that in mind because it's Spirit leading the way. Oh, look at that. The root chakra. Yeah, I just said that. And look at with the anchor too. The anchor and the root chakra. You're anchoring into who you're meant to be and you're solidifying that so that this world isn't so overwhelming for you. Like think about, this is kind of gruesome, but like think about someone who's drowning, right? If they were to just kind of like let go and fall, those waves that are tumultuous would be above them, but they would be like grounded into the ground. Obviously they drown. But you know what I'm saying? Like we're solidifying ourselves so that we aren't like a jellyfish being taken left, right, and center. We're finding out what's good for us. We're acknowledging that. We're honoring that. And we're cutting the dead weight. Me on my rant in the beginning of this. Caution, may offend snowflakes. I think a lot of you have had your throat chakra targeted in this lifetime because you have emotional intelligence. And I think with that little snowflake there too, I think in the winter, you are meant to go within to release things that don't serve you so that you can stand in your power and the people that don't like it can fucking kick rocks. Just like I was saying earlier about how I'm not going to tolerate people being disrespectful for no reason. I think this is where you guys are headed, or you might already be there, where it's like, I'm not the problem. I move with love. I move purely. And just because I'm triggering you doesn't mean you have a right to talk to me disrespectfully. Just because I'm triggering your wounds doesn't mean that you have the right to try to push me down so that you could feel better about yourself. I think we got a lot of empaths that are learning how to empower themselves right now and learning how to take back your voice, because people that aren't meant for you are just going to fade away. That is what it is. But that'll help you find the people that are right for you. I just love that it says may offend snowflakes when I went on a tangent about how I'm tired of being the bigger person. Sometimes we don't need to be the bigger person. If that person went out of their way to be verbally abusive to you, you have a right to say what you need to say. Yeah, I'm hearing John Mayer say what you need to say. So it's like, you might have been conditioned to think that you need to be the good girl, the good boy, and be the bigger person. And that's something I can totally relate to. But sometimes people need to be told who the fuck they are and to kick rocks if they don't like it. I think some of you are now learning your boundaries, learning to respect yourself, learning that if I move with love and light and you move nasty, I don't have to meet you at your level, but I am going to snap back. It's reminding me of the crab. It's reminding me of Cancer energy, where it's like, I'm sweet, but don't get it twisted. Like, I'll bite you. I'll snap at you. And that doesn't make me a toxic person. You were the one who started it. I'm just leveling the scales. So I like that energy. I like it, bestie. All right, here's a mushroom. So this is reminding me of like eating healthy. Again, I've been saying that. I think a lot of you are getting into your root chakra and starting to learn how to feel safe in this world. It says stay trippy, little hippie. So I think you guys might feel like you're not like everybody else. You're not as used to this hustle and bustle of life. That doesn't mean you're not a 9-to-5er, but it's more like, I believe in peace. I believe in love. I believe in unity. Why do we have to fight? This is egoic. I can see my parents arguing about something that's really fucking stupid. Maybe you're just more emotionally intelligent than those around you. That's not a character flaw, bestie. That's what makes you shine, and that's what makes people attack you, because they don't get it. And they see your shine. So now it's time for you to solidify who you are so that you can see your shine too. Some of you might be moms with hippie mom coming out, but this reminds me of removing the colored rose glasses, whatever the hell that saying is, and also self-nurturing. It's reminding me of the Empress card. So maybe some of you might have had hard relationships with your mother where they couldn't be what you needed them to be, and or you're learning how to mother yourself. You're learning how to be what you need. If you're having a day where you're tired and you don't want to work because you're exhausted, you're listening to it. If you're having a day where you're sad and weepy and it's like, well, I want this thing, but I don't know, I should be practical. And it's like, yeah, it's reminding me of that scene from Jane the Virgin. Am I being practical or am I being brave? Because sometimes being practical makes us have to die down who we really are. And bravery is where we find our happiness, that vulnerability, that taking a chance. It's reminding me of the Fool card. So we've been nurturing ourselves with that word mom right there, so that we can learn who we are and what we need. And then if we know what it is that we need, it's a lot easier for us to see what we don't need, right? I had someone pop up back into my life recently-ish that this time around I was like, wow, you really just are not what I need. And now I'm seeing it for what it really is. And I don't know that I would have seen that if I didn't learn how to nurture myself and go, well, what do I need? What am I looking for? What makes me feel safe, right? Like I realize that I need mental communication. I need to feel like we have good banter. I need to feel like I'm safe with you. I need to feel like you respect my boundaries. I'm not the type of person that just opens up and tell you my whole life story. I need to know that you're someone that's safe. And people that come in hot and fast, usually those are the love bombers. Those are the ones with unhealthy attachment styles. And I think that you guys, you don't want that anymore. And so you're learning how to be what it is that you need. And as you continue to follow that, you might start getting a little mouthy and you might start telling people where to go. You might be calling people snowflakes. But honestly, you're honoring your heart and you're honoring who you are. And here's the thing. The people that are disrespectful to you don't really think twice when they're doing it, right? So why is it not okay to hit people with facts, right? If someone comes into my comment section and calls me names, I think it's perfectly reasonable for me to be like, grow the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, that's just a fact. Grow up. If you're in your late 20s and up and you're sitting here calling people names, like I had someone call me trash because I set a boundary, like, that's childish behavior. And I think you guys are realizing that you don't want to be a part of that childish behavior. You want to grow, you want to evolve, and you want to have evolved people with you. And it's reminding me of like rain and cleansing the things that don't serve us anymore so that we can become who we are. So the message really is keep doing the work, keep nurturing yourself. You're cleansing your root chakra so that you could feel safe in this world. You're realizing that it was always you that was the strong one. You just couldn't see it. And so everyone was trying to, gaslight you out of your own power. And now you're kind of anchoring yourself into this world where you can feel safe, cutting the dead fat, being honest with yourself. How do I let myself down? Maybe, again, with the starfish here, you have depth, but you're dealing with people like, I don't know about y'all, but I fucking hate small talk. Oh my God, I hate small talk. It's like my brain stops working. Like, if you come up to me and you're like, hey, what's up? Just chilling. You? Like, oh my God, it's like nails on a chalkboard for me. I think that you guys are the type where you crave depth. And so it's like, it's reminding me of quality over quantity. We don't need to be, you ever been in a group of people that don't get you and you feel just as alone as if you were alone? So you might as well learn how to be alone and happy, because that way when you meet people, you know what it is that you want, right? I've spent all this time learning that I like to read. I like sci-fi and kids movie. Those were things that I used to make fun of because I didn't know who I was. I don't like horror movies like I used to because I've calmed my nervous system. And you're learning who you are so that you can reflect it out and so that you can bring in the people that you deserve and that are like you, people that get you, people that see you, whether that's friends, love, family, learning a different way to connect with you, a job that's a better fit for you. You're calling it in because you're solidifying who you really truly are, and you're pulling off all the layers that didn't serve you to begin with. So the message from Spirit is keep doing the work. I'm hearing you're doing amazing, sweetie. It's going to pay off tenfold, and just keep thinking of it as the glass is half full, and what's meant for me will find me, and what's not meant for me is going to fall away, and that's okay. Your spirit team is sending you a hug, because I just looked over and my candle says sending you a hug. So your spirit team's sending you a hug. They're sending you love. They're proud of you. I'm seeing claps and balloons. You're headed towards a destination where you're finally going to feel seen and you're going to feel emotionally free. And I just see a lot of you going, this is why it didn't work with those people. This is why it didn't work with that relationship. This is why that job was awful. It's like you're going to have these epiphany moments, these light bulb moments, because you are finding the truest form of you, which is going to radiate to bring out the truest forms of other people that were meant to be your tribe, your family, your friends, and you're going to feel a lot happier and lighter moving forward. So I'm going to leave this message here. Please let me know in the comments if this resonated. Let me know if you enjoy these general messages. If you're a silent watcher, if you could just throw like a heart emoji to let me know that you enjoyed this general message. And if you guys want to book a private reading with me, I'm on the wait list, but I'm working through the wait list. But you could join the wait list and I will send you a message when you're up. But without further ado, look at this little, I don't know why, but I was drawn to this little ribbon with the little bells on it. It's like, now's my time. Now's my time to celebrate. That's the message from Spirit. You're doing amazing, and pretty soon you're going to see why it all had to unfold the way that it did. So without further ado, besties, you can book a private reading with me, thekarmicdf.com. If you enjoy my song, feel free to go on there, check it out. And yeah, let's do a deep dive on Justin Bieber, Selena, Hailey, Diddy, all of it, all legend and for entertainment purposes only, besties. Let's get into it. We actually had a three-way tie, so, well, technically the history of the CIA won by 1 point, but then I realized I don't know exactly what y'all want me to cover with that one, so I need answers for that. So if y'all can go back to the post or just post on this video what you want out of the history of the CIA video, I will definitely make that happen. But I was just like, I don't even know where to begin. What do you want me to look at? So I decided Bieber would be an easy way for me to come back in because I haven't done a reading in over a week. Because those retrogrades and eclipse season whooped my ass. Let me know, besties. Y'all felt that too? Oh my God, the exes came back to the yard and the eclipses made me want to cut off everyone and everything. I did a lot of changes myself. But yeah, so I just think it'd just be easy to get into the continued Justin drama. Selena dropped a new album. I want to see how he felt about that, although I'm sure we can guess. Apparently, you know, him and Hailey are still struggling, but in their news, it's like, no, we're still the perfect couple. So I want to take a look at that. And I also kind of want to see if there's anything to come up about either Diddy or this church that Justin is in, because apparently people think it's a CULT. So if it comes out, it does. If not, I'm just letting spirit let us know what we need to know. So this is all legend and for entertainment purposes only. There are 0 facts here. And before I get started, I have to do a viewer shout out. Now, I may have ate half of it. So I got a gift from my bestie, Kelly, one of my regulars. I love her so much. She said, hey, bestie, a little something to lift you up when you're feeling blue or celebrate when you're feeling great. Thank you so much, Kelly. Honestly, I don't know about y'all, but the retrogrades, I don't know what was going on. I was reflective, actually worked through some shit with an ex. Eclipse season had me rethinking shit. So were you guys affected? Were you impacted? You may be entitled to compensation. I don't know. So thank you so much, Kelly. I really appreciate you. So without further ado, I actually want to lean into Dark Mirror. I haven't used this in a while, but I feel like I want to get some darker energies from Justin to see where he's at, and then we'll go into the cards. So this is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only. If you want to book a private reading with me, people on the wait list have now been getting emails. So if you emailed me back in November, December, check your email, check your spam folder. You might have missed the email, but I am reopening. It's finally time. Spring is here and my energy's coming back. Thank you, Jesus. So all legend and for entertainment purposes only. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. If it's still around when you see this, let's get into it. All right, besties, we're going to give it one more shuffle. As always, thank you to everybody that sits through 30 seconds of ads. It's a free and easy way to support my page. And if you're new here, bestie, smash that subscribe button, hit that like button. Hell, just leave an emoji down in the comment section if you're a silent watcher. I really appreciate it. But let's get into Justin. What do we need to know? Huh. Okay. Okay. He's really, really trying to work on himself. But he feels numb. Oh, fuck. Yeah. So envious gluttony is in the reverse. So I do think that there is a part of him that knows that he's jealous of the Benny and Selena situation, but he's trying not to. It's like, I know I should be over this, especially with a 9, because after 9 comes 10, right? And 10 is endings. So it's like, I know I should be over this. And I think he has this little bit of wisdom where he's starting to wake up, where it's like, especially with that moon there, it's like, I know that the problem's me. Like, I'm hearing Taylor Swift, it's me. Hi, I'm the problem, it's me. So even though I do think he's jealous of, like, Selena being happy and making an album with Benny, he's in this headspace where it's like, I want to be better. I don't want to be angry anymore. I don't want to be upset anymore. I don't want to blame you anymore. I know that I hate to say it. I know that I did the quick fix by, you know, picking Hailey. I'm no shade to Hailey. I'm sure she's lovely on her own. But we all know. I mean, come on. He literally said on TV that he felt it was an arranged marriage, and I felt that too. But I feel it more from Hailey's father than actually Hailey. I'm a stand on that, 10 toes down. But I think right now he's really just trying to focus on the present moment because he just feels numb. And he's like, I don't really know who I can be right now, but I know that I want to expand because 2 and 1 reminds me of 3, reminds me of Jupiter, reminds me of luck and expansion. So it's like with 5 here, it's like I want to change, but it is in reverse. So I think he's struggling to feel his feelings. I think he has moments where he lashes out. I think he has moments where he takes it out on Hailey, not shocking. But there's this feeling of like, I want new. Like, notice the new moon here. It's like, I want new. I want to do better. I want to be happy. I just don't really know how to get there yet. He's like, I don't want to feed off of other people to make myself happy anymore. I want this cycle to end. I think realizing that Selena's not an option anymore is starting to make him go. And then, you know, the Diddy stuff that's going on allegedly. He's just in this headspace where it's like, I don't want to drown anymore. I think that's kind of why he leans on weed. Because out of all the things you could be doing, like, weed really isn't that harmful. Like, there are some issues that come with weed. I'm not going to deny that. But for him, it's like, when things are hard, I want to lean on stuff because it becomes too hard. Pisces energy is not really shocking there. Not all Pisces, I understand. But he just wants this painful chapter of his life to be over. I almost wonder if he's intentionally trying to sabotage. I don't know. I don't watch the news or what's going on anymore. I have no idea. Is he trying to sabotage his marriage with Hailey? Because this is almost like I want to leave her, but I don't know how. So I think he has a tendency to like act out, and I think she's getting sick of his shit, and I think he knows that she's getting sick of his shit. So I think he might be acting out more because he doesn't want to be with her. Because he's starting to really find himself. And I think that originally he saw her as like a Band-Aid. Like, oh, this will make me feel better. This will help me get over the situation. You know how people leap from one relationship to another. And now he feels like he's stuck. And now he feels like he's numb. And now he feels like he needs to numb to feel better. But at the same time, he's like, I want this cycle to be over, and I want to move on. And I think that he thought that, you know, going from Selena to Hailey, it would be like, oh, well, someone that worships me, this is going to be great. But then he realized that, like, this isn't filling the void, because you can't just jump from one spouse to another and expect that void to be filled. You have to fill that void. And I think he's starting to realize that with these vines. It reminds me of like untangling myself. So it's like, instead of looking at women, what's going on with me? How can I better myself? How can I make myself happy? And I think this is why he's leaning into the church as well, because it's like, I don't know how to be my own source of happiness. So you know how people are really scared and they're overwhelmed, so they go to church. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting here, where it's like, I don't know where to go. I'm looking for someone to tell me what to do, is kind of the vibe. And I think he's also in a place where he's like, I'm not over Selena, but I do want to let her go. Like, she's winning, and I want to be supportive of her, and I want. You ever like want someone to win that you've broken up with, but at the same time it's like, I want you to win, I just don't really want to see it because I'm not fully over it yet. That's kind of the vibe for him, because this reminds me of the Six of Swords in reverse with the 6 there, and then the full moon reminds me of emotions. So it's like, I haven't let go yet because I don't even know why I'm still attached to you. But really what it is she was very nurturing to him, and he hasn't gotten that from many people. So with this, it's like, maybe if I figure out what's going on with me, I can let her go. So I do think he's trying to avoid anything to do with her. But I think, you know, when you're trying to avoid feelings about somebody and then you have that emotional moment and you're like, let me just creep their Instagram real quick. Like, that's kind of the vibe. So I think he goes back and forth. Not shocking. Pisces is mutable energy. So I do think he's a little wishy-washy on that. But it's like seeing Selena taking back her own life. It's almost ironically inspiring him to do the same. It's like she's and we've done this reading. I don't think she's super duper happy with Benny. I think they have their moments, but I think he sees her winning and it's like, she's happy. It's inspiring me to want to be happy. I really do think these two had a soul contract where they were supposed to trigger each other into being their best selves. And I think he was supposed to learn it after she was like, enough, I'm not doing this no more. And so now he's in this headspace of like, well, what's going to make me happy? Because Selena's not an option anymore. And he just doesn't, you know about the Hailey. I don't have to, yeah. Yeah, he's trying to put himself back together again. It's reminding me of Humpty Dumpty with the fragmentation card. And there's a lot of 9s here. So it's like the beginning before the end. So it's like he knows he doesn't want to be broken anymore. It's reminding me of his song Lonely, where it's like, what if you had it all but nobody to call? Maybe then you know me. because I've had everything, but no one's listening, and it's just fucking lonely. He feels lonely with Hailey. He feels lonely with the people that he's constantly around. I think this is why he, smokes weed with that guy that he made music with. It's like he's trying to reconnect with the childlike essence of him that was taken away. And so with fragmentation being in the reverse, I know people are concerned because he posts videos with weed, but y'all, sometimes being stoned to shit really just doesn't do that much damage. It just doesn't. And sometimes, especially with the trauma that he's facing, allegedly and for entertainment purposes only, with the whole Diddy shit, I don't think weed's really all that bad. My problem is the dude could benefit from some therapy, but we can't force him. This could be worse. I expected an anger card or something like that. I think he's really trying to figure out what makes him happy. Isn't there a rumor, because I do follow Sloan, but I haven't been online lately. Wasn't there something about he's trying to sabotage the marriage? I would not be shocked if that's true, because I see someone like trying to get someone off of their, how like a kid will like cling to your leg when you're trying to leave and it's like, get off me, and you're trying to kick the kid off. I see that, but I see Hailey. I think he's trying to sabotage the marriage so that she leaves him. Like, I think he's trying to be extra, like more annoying, or, what's reminding me of? There's this show I love called Lucifer, where he doesn't know how to break up with this girl. So he's doing everything that bad boyfriends do so that she'll leave him. I kind of think that's what he's doing with Hailey now. Cause it's like, I want my life back. I want my happiness back. I want to figure out who I am. I'm not happy with you. He's just not happy with Hailey. And if somehow, I doubt it, but if somehow Hailey were to see this girl, it's not a you issue. He's not happy, period. He wasn't going to be happy with Selena either. So the man needs therapy. But anyway, gilded regret. Yeah, I do think, especially with Selena and Benny linking up and that being his friend, I know that he unfollowed Benny. I think it hurt. Obviously, it hurt him. It's like, oh my God, he got the life that I wanted. I also think that he feels a little bit slighted by Benny, because I feel like he leaned on Benny at points in time where he was like, this is what I'm going through with the Selena thing. Like because notice the ear here, it's reminding me of like telling him stuff. I feel like he feels that Benny fucked him over, because it's like, you knew all the gossip about everything to do with Selena, so you knew how to treat her right because of everything I've been telling you, right? Like, imagine you're telling your best girlfriend, like, I can't make him happy, this is what he wants, and I can't be that, and then your best friend swoops in and she becomes that. You know what I mean? So I think he sees Benny as like, you slighted me, you fucked me over. But I also see him being like, I'm the reason that I lost what I wanted. I'm the reason that I'm where I'm at today. So he is taking accountability, and I do like that. Calling in the storm. I think he starts shit to get... He doesn't know how to leave. That's the problem. So it's like, if I start a fight, maybe she'll leave me. Because this is reminding me of the Two of Swords, but it's uncrossed. So it's like, I can see things clearly now. And I think... And I felt this in other readings. I really feel like he's bitter towards Hailey's father. I think that's why he unfollowed him at one point, even though he said that it was a hack, whatever. Per my opinion, it was not. I think he's angry. It's like, y'all set me up. I didn't want this marriage. Y'all were pushing me, and before I knew it, I was married. Before I knew it, I had a kid. I don't even understand how all of this happened. I think he's starting to realize that he's never really had control over his life between, how the industry works, and then Hailey, kind of tricking him into a marriage. Not to be a dick, but it's kind of true. But it feels more like it's the father. That's one thing I will say. I feel like it was the father's idea, because I'm seeing SpongeBob with the money guy, Krusty Krab, the owner. I really feel like it was the father. I think Hailey just kind of followed it because it was like, well, I am into him. So, like, if it's an option, I want it. But I do think that it was a power move on the father's end. So right now I feel like Justin's trying to refigure out who he is so that he can be happy again and figure out what that is. But I just see him like trying to kick Hailey off of his leg, which is giving me a vibe of like, I really feel like he's starting shit with her or trying to be more difficult to her so that she leaves him. I don't think he has the balls to leave her. So it's like, you ever been in one of those relationships where you're like, I fucking can't stand you, but I just don't know how to leave. So if you leave me, I've been there. My 20s were rough. So yeah, I want to look at the cards now and see if we could find out anything in regards to like the music, if that was about Justin, or, if he's upset about the music. We'll look at his relationship with Hailey. If the church comes up, I'll bring it up. If the Diddy stuff comes up, allegedly, we'll bring that up too. But yeah, we're just going to take a look, all alleged and for entertainment purposes only. All right, so we're going to get into the cards. When I was shuffling, the Emperor card flew out, fell on the floor upright. So Emperor upright feels good for me. Again, this feels very much like trying to take my power back. Like trying to, like I wouldn't be shocked if he starts making new out of the box music for himself. Because I really feel like he wants to take his life back. Like that's kind of the vibe. Especially with Aries on the card, because Emperor is that Aries energy. It's like that passion, that drive. I think he wants to start anew. And Aries is also the start of spring, right? So I think he's trying to figure out what comes next for him. So all alleged and for entertainment purposes only. If you haven't hit the like button, bestie, please already do. And then leave a comment down below if you enjoy these videos. So, and don't forget, if you want the history of CIA video, I need like ideas. What do you want? Because I don't want to just go in blind. I don't know shit. I'm going to have to watch a video or something. I don't know. Anyway, let's see what we can find out. The Magician. He's trying to create a new life for himself. Pentacles. My thoughts. He's really bothered by the whole Diddy thing. It's like, when is this shit gonna end? I think he's looking back. The whole, didn't he unfollow Usher? It's like trying to remove people out of my life that don't actually care about me. I want to take the glasses off, the rose-colored glasses. I don't want to lie to myself anymore. And I want to create a life that I'm proud of. I want to be the man that I thought that I was going to be. I think especially with having a child now, it's like, I want my life back. Like, that's really the energy. It's like, I want my life back. I want to be happy again. I don't even remember what that feels like. I think the only time he really feels happy is like when he looks, what's that song? Look in my child's eyes or something like that. I don't know how it goes. I could be making that up. But there's something here where it's like, there's something about having the child that's like, I want to be who Eminem. I'm going to be what I set out to be without a doubt, undoubtedly. And all those who look down on me, I'm tearing down your balcony. I mean, the Emperor literally flew out. That's the dad card. So I think that now that he has a child, it's like, it's a reflection of himself. And so it's like, I want to be better. I want to do better. I want better. And how he's handling it, probably not the best way. But I think he, you know how some people are like, oh, well, they're babies, so they don't fully understand yet. I think he's in this headspace where he's like, by the time the kid can understand, I want to be at a different place in my life. I want to be better. I want to be happier. I want to be someone that my child can look up to. And that's probably why he's leaning on church as well. Yeah, it's like not being naive anymore. I want to change. I want to grow. But I'm still depressed. Yeah. I mean, his energy, there's a fight in him, which I like, because I was worried about him for a while. And if you've been following me for a while, you know I have a whole playlist on Bieber where he had two paths. And I don't think he's choosing the danger one, which is good. I don't really think the weed is that big of a deal. I think sometimes he just struggles and he needs to escape. And if he's choosing weed, it could be worse. You know what I mean? So I think at this point, he's depressed. He feels like he was conned into a marriage he didn't sign up for. I think that's why he made the joke that it was an arranged marriage, allegedly, and for entertainment purposes only. He feels trapped. He feels trapped by his team. He feels trapped by Hailey's father and Hailey. He feels like, what do I need to do to get out? And that's probably why he's acting up. That's probably why he's trying to start shit with Hailey. It's like, if I can't get out, then I'm going to be impossible. You know how like you have a job you hate and you don't know how to leave. So like you show up late all the time because you want the benefits of getting fired. Like that's kind of the vibe here. It's like, well, if I'm awful to her, eventually she's going to leave me. I think he has he's kind of conflict avoidant, but at the same time he likes to fight. So it's really weird how that plays out. He wants more. Like I just keep hearing the song, there's got to be more to life than chasing down every temporary high to satisfy me. It's like he's not lying to himself anymore. He's not putting his head in the sand anymore. And he's like, there's a very big focus on, I want to be someone my child looks up to. It's reminding me of that interview where he was like, he wanted to save Billie. Is it Eilish or Eilish? I never get that right. But now he sees it in his kid's eyes. It's like, I'm looking towards the path, looking towards the past. The money I made, where I am now is an illusion. and I'm pretending to be in this happy family because it's reminding me of like the matching outfits that the family wear on Christmas and shit. And it's like, I'm dead inside. I don't want this for me. And I want to figure this shit out before my kid, you know, can talk and understand what's going on. I want to be able to be the parent that they deserve, which is honestly a healthy way of looking at shit. How he's handling it, probably not the best, obviously. And I also think, is there any issues with his money? Because I also think he's worried about money. Like, and that could also be like, you know, getting a divorce and then like, is she going to take me for all I got? Child support and all that shit. I don't know if they signed prenups or nothing, but I do think that he's worried about his long-term finances. So it's like, I think any of you that have been in a miserable marriage know there's a lot of complications to getting out of it. And I think that's where he's at right now, where it's like, how the fuck do I get out? Like, sorry, not sorry. Okay. Remember I was just talking about like quitting a job and now it says unemployed? New career. He really wants to start back up in the industry, but like for himself. Like not like to be famous, not like, it's to like bring passion back into his life. I think that along the way, especially as a big timer like he is, you don't get the, like right now, Selena's not getting where she wants to get because she didn't do the music that they wanted her to do. He's in this headspace where it's like, I want to make what makes me passionate, right? Like I want to make this song because this is what I'm passionate about, not because my record label said so. So I almost wonder if he wants to fuck up his, does he have a record label currently? I'm assuming he does, right? I almost wonder if he wants to fuck that up. Because I feel like he's just like, I just see him trying to shake people off. It's like, I just want to start over. Like this is the vibe of someone who wants to be like an indie music person or like help other people grow. So he's in the background because it's like, I want something new. I need something new. I want to, you know, like when you've had a really hard childhood and it's like, I just want to shake it all away. I want it all to go away. I want something new. Like that's where he's at. It's like, I don't want the wife. I don't want the old me. It's very much Britney Spears when she shaved her head and it was like, I'm tired of this shit. Like that's kind of the energy. I think he doesn't know who he can trust anymore with that 5 of Wands in reverse. It's like, are you my friend? Are you really not my friend? I thought Benny was my friend and he's fucking marrying the love of my life. Like, he's really doing a lot of self-reflection. Not shocking because we're currently in Mercury and Venus retrograde. So Venus, love, Mercury, communication. He's having trouble communicating. He wants to leave Hailey. And I wouldn't even be shocked if he straight up said that. And she's like, we can fix this. Like, I feel like they've had this conversation before. She just does not want to let go. And it's like, girl, why? Like, he doesn't even treat you right. Like, love yourself. Like, you have a kid now. This shit got real. You know what I mean? And I think while at first he was having fun, not really doing much, he's getting to a place where it's like, I want to make a new name for myself. I don't want to be known as Justin Bieber, the kid that, you know, grew up in the spotlight. I don't want to be known as a potential diddy, you know, if you know, you know, I'm sure you know. I want to make a name for myself that I'm proud of. Isn't he like recently 30? Because that Saturn return, I bet it did a number on him where he's just like, I want new. Like, that's the vibe. I want new. Stuck. Okay, why? I almost wonder if, like, what he wants to invest in, like, either his team says no, or it's not, like, on their time, or it's reminding me a lot of how I just recently quickly watched a video of how, like, apparently Selena's team's not happy with the album she's made. It's kind of giving me that same vibe where he wants to do something different. Like, maybe he wants to, you know what this is reminding me of with the King of Cups, even though he's a Pisces? You know how Will Smith wrote that song, Just the Two of Us, where it's about him and his son? I feel like that's where he's headed now, where it's like, I want to make my focus about my child. I want to do things that come from a place of my heart, not from what the record label says, not from what my wife says, not from what anybody says. I want to invest in myself. And I'm being met with block after block after block. The record label's saying, no, you got to do it this way. My wife is saying, no, you got to be this way. And it's like, I'm tired of fucking hearing no. And my only concern with that is I think this is why he acts out, and I think this is why he gets angry. No one's listening to him. That's a really big problem. Like, what's that song? There's a song and it's like, no one's listening. I would know this if I wasn't channeling. But that's how he feels. It's like, no one's listening to me. No one wants to hear me. No one ever listens to my side of things. I'm not happy. Why aren't you bothered that I'm not happy? Like, I could see his record label just brushing over his concerns. Like, I think he might want to write music about his son. I think he might want to write more music that's not like him. Like, you know how we know him for like upbeat songs and like, you know, his niche, right? This is giving me like Will Smith, Just the Two of Us vibes. Like, I think he really wants to lean into emotion. Like, his song Lonely was absolutely beautiful. I think he wants to lean into stuff where it's like, it's about my life and my struggles and what I've been through. And, you know, like maybe even talking about like struggling with addiction. But there's something here where it's like, I feel like the record label wants him to be, you know, that teeny bopper energy still, where he's not feeling that way at all. So he wants to go down a different avenue, and his team's like, fuck you. Like, that's kind of the vibe. How did he feel about Selena's new music? Jesus. Yeah. Out in the cold. I do think that he feels that the music is about him, for sure. I'll let you know if I think that's true. I mean, there apparently in the interview, again, I watched a quick video from Sloan. She said most of the music isn't what you think it's about. So there definitely is some music about Justin. And I think he knows that. And I think he's dealing with the grief. I mean, again, Venus is retrograde right now at the time I'm filming. So he's probably reflecting on that even more. And it's like what I lost, what I didn't realize I had. Oh, it's reminding me of a song. In the song's like what I should have done, something, something, come back. Like, that's the vibe. It's like, come back. Victim of circumstances. I think his heart's breaking because he's watching what he could have had and his best friend has it, or ex-best friend now. It's like, I ignored my intuition. I was younger and naive and stupid. And now I'm watching her get everything that I should have given her. So I do think he's still stuck on Selena. I don't care what anybody says. I think the problem with Justin is it really kind of depends on the moment. Like, there are some times where I've read him and it's like, nah, don't really care about Selena, fuck her. But here's the thing, right? Like, we feel things in cycles, and I'm being drawn to this circle here. So I feel like sometimes he's like, I'm really happy for her. I'm glad that she found her happiness. And then sometimes it's like, but I really wish that I could still be with her. Sometimes it's like, God, I fucked up a good thing. But we have to do those stages of healing. And that's what he's doing. He's feeling it and he's releasing it. So I like that for him because he's honoring what he's feeling. And with the Eight of Swords in reverse, I do think that eventually he could heal from this because he's leaning into the pain and he's realizing his faults. He's not denying that he wasn't giving her what she deserved. It's like, and I said this in one of my super earlier videos, it felt like a karmic contract where he was going to have to get triggered by Benny and Selena. It was one of the first videos I made of their relationship because it was a reflection of who he could have been, down to the fact that they were the same fucking sign. He's seeing what life he could have had, and it's also making him more miserable in his marriage because, again, he wasn't joking when he said he felt like it was an arranged marriage. He did feel like that. He felt like, but again, it's the dad. You guys are just so angry at Hailey, and I hear you, but I saw the dad pushing Hailey. Like, there's a clip of Hailey stalking Justin and Selena at like a carpet event of some sort. But it's the father that's being interviewed in that clip when she's young. And when you're young, you don't even really fully know what stalking is, right? Like, you're a kid. The father has way more to do with this than we understand. And that's kind of why, like, I understand you could be mad at Hailey, but what you're not understanding is that the father had way more to do with this than you get. That's why he unfollowed both Hailey and the father. The father's in on this. The father sees money signs around Justin. He knows. He's been in the industry for how long? Decades. Oy. Y'all need to start being mad at the father. Per my opinion, no facts here. All right, the new music. Oh, he's been listening. He's been watching. He has nights where he's like, yeah, I'm hearing a country song where it's like never knowing what could have been and not seeing that loving you is what I was trying to do. I think he has late nights where he thinks about it. But I think if he really leans into this, which I think he wants to with this music feeling I'm getting, he could write some really good music about it. It's given me when Justin Timberlake was supposed to get canceled, but then he did that song called Selfish. I'm jealous, I'm selfish. It was a new song from Justin Timberlake, and even though he's a hoe and he hurt Britney, it was a good song. Yeah, it's almost like taking this pain to create something new. I can't have her, but maybe I can. It's like being inspired by the pain. You know how Taylor Swift always comes out with an album when she breaks up with someone? Like, that's kind of the vibe here. I would not be shocked if Bieber ends up coming out with a new album in the next year or so, maybe. Because I think that he misses Selena, because I keep being drawn to that envelope there. And it's like, I almost wonder if he has reached out or he's thought about it, because it's like, I want to say congratulations, but it's giving me the vibe of that ex that you're winning and then they reach out and they're like, just wanted to say congratulations. But in reality, they're testing the waters. So if we hear something in like blind items that he talked to Selena, I believe that because he wants to. He wants to. He misses her. Hailey and Selena have very different love languages, and he wants that nurturing energy. He doesn't get that from Hailey. Hailey doesn't know how to be that. But in her defense, look at her family is. They're the Baldwins. Like, come on. So, yeah. Let's look at this church real quick. What's up with this church? Well, it's definitely like one of those invite... How do I word this? They want people that are successful to bring in the money, and it's definitely about money and power and ego. Whoever the dude is that's running it, another guy that wants to be worshipped. I don't feel... I mean, we got Pentacles and then Six of Wands reversed, which is like a bad ego. I think whoever the main guy is of the church, it's called Church Home, allegedly. No facts here, though. He wants to give off this, I'm nurturing and I care, but he cares about that money, honey. He cares about that money. I think he has seen whatever this church home thing is, he's seen how Shmayan Shmology and all those other churches con celebrities, and it's like, ooh, let me try to do that myself. So while I do think he does have some like wisdom, because I remember hearing one of the quotes that Hailey mentioned in an interview about religion, where it's like, Jesus doesn't hate me for fucking up. Like, there is truth that is spoken at this church, but whoever this person is, they care about fame and money. Shocking, right? You're having people pay for shit, and you're having celebrities play. Like, there's got to be some level of ego there, right? You know what this is ironically reminding me of? I don't know if you guys remember this, because I don't even remember what it was called. But there was this, there was like a Halloween, like, scary trail thing. I know y'all are going to know what I'm talking about. Where, like, you had to sign this 10-page paper to see if you were strong enough. And they ended up getting in trouble. And, like, it was supposed to be closed or whatever, because it was, like, abusing people. It was really fucked up. And it turned out that the guy was really fucked up in the head. It's kind of giving me that same vibe, where I don't think this church is going to last the test of time, because I think that however they're moving it's not on solid foundation. Like, I don't think this church is going to blow up to be the next Shmayan Shmology. I don't think this church is going to work out long term, because whoever's running it with that quarter life crisis there's someone that just wants to be worshipped. And I think eventually, because we're leaning into a time where spirituality is going to be more mainstream, where we are all in a place of like, you have your beliefs, I have my beliefs, we all believe in something, I respect your right, you respect mine. We're headed into that direction. And people that do this shit for money, they're going to be seen right through. So I don't think whatever this church is going to stand the test of time. And even if it does, it's only going to be because, like, there's a few celebrities that still buy into it. But the way that someone like Justin's moving, I don't think that he will last forever in this church, because he's trying to find himself. So if you're someone who's really trying to find yourself, this church ain't going to be it, because this person's milking on fame. They care about money and fame. That's why they want the celebrities there. That's what I think Lana Del Rey goes there too. They listed some other celebrities, but I wasn't paying attention. And with the Four of Wands in reverse, it's like, you know what I'm seeing is foreclosure in my mind's eye. I don't think this church is going to last forever. It's just another person. Yeah, what's that song? I know this isn't the best example, but looking for a slut with a nice nut, nice butt to get a nut. I've been patiently waiting for a trap to explode on. This is someone who just wants fame. Like, I guess you could call that kind of culty, but honestly, it's just manipulative. But isn't that how they all work, right? Like Scientology, just money. So just another money hungry. And I think especially with the way Justin's going, if he feels that they don't mean well, I think he'd leave. Because he's in this place where he's like, I want more for myself. I want better. I want life to be better. I don't want to deal with pain anymore. I want to be happy. I want to be free. He feels like he's stuck. They're showing me a person like stuck in a spider web. That's where he's at mentally. Star. Yeah, whoever this person is, they're just grateful that they're getting celebrities and then taking them for their money. And it's reminding me of like the bike that you ride at home that doesn't move anywhere. So another false prophet type of bullshit. Some guy trying to make money. Per my opinion, no facts here. Yeah, this would be like holding on to something that really doesn't have any solid foundation. I don't buy that church home's going to be something that lasts forever. Notice how we don't really hear about Scientology as much anymore. This will be a church that kind of falls into the background. It'll probably last a few years, but people are going to realize that. Like, I see this, like, bank statements and it being like, why do I have to pay $1 million to be in your church? Go fuck yourself. So I do think people are going to end up leaving this church eventually because they're going to realize that you're not here to talk about the word of God or whatever like that. So I don't think it's going to last. And Justin's just looking for someone to show him the way. So it's like right now it's the church. But then sometimes it's looking at the past. And then sometimes it's I'll make music. And then sometimes it's like I want to smoke weed and feel happy again. Like he's just trying to find himself. He needs therapy. Can someone please, if somehow by the grace of God, someone is connected to Justin Bieber that sees this, can you please tell him to go to therapy? It would do him wonders. Like he wants it too. Like he wants to get better. He doesn't have the right people around him to tell him how to do that. Hailey just doesn't get it. And Hailey is the victim of her family too. So like we got a whole bunch of victims around each other. Of course they're not going to know how to better themselves, right? Like imagine being a superstar. Like I can barely handle the hate comments I get sometimes. And I'm like, just a regular for now person. Imagine being Justin Bieber and getting hate comments when we know what happened with the Diddy situation, because that's starting to come out too. Knight of Cups. But look out, there's 2 men on here, and they're both water signs. He's a Scorpio, Dids, and then Bieber is a Pisces. So it's like the people that I leaned on, Diddy, they took advantage of my fame. They used me for my stardom. They gave me false sense of security, and now it's all falling apart, and I don't know where to go, and I need help. And I feel like Hailey's the type where it's like she dismisses his pain. And I think that's where some of the hatred's coming from, because she just doesn't get it. She's had family that doesn't support emotions, like being pushed on Bieber like that. So if she doesn't know how to give love because she never received it, why do you think she's going to be a good wife to him? She doesn't know how to do it. I don't think that she's like a bad mom or anything, but she doesn't know how to nurture because she's never been nurtured. So the hate for her, I don't get it. It's not her fault. If you had a father forcing you on like your dream man, like if my father, because I'm not really into any celebrities, but Macklemore is pretty fucking hot, so we'll go with that. Let's say my father was trying to force me onto Macklemore. Well, it's fucking Macklemore. Like, fuck yeah, he's hot. You know what I mean? Like, it's an opportunity. It doesn't mean that it was malicious on her end. She was a fucking kid, dude. Her dad was pulling the strings, allegedly. No facts here. No one whatsoever. So anyway. I think he's really just at a place where he's trying to detach from everything that doesn't make him happy, which is why there's so many blind items coming out about him and Hailey not being good. It's like, I feel like his team, it's a mixture of his team and Hailey's family that are pushing the narrative, oh, they're super happy and ignore the blind items and blah, blah, blah. It's those two. It's the people that want shit to look right when it's not. But I think Hailey's kind of at a point where she's fed up too. So I'm going to give her that. I think she's starting to realize that she don't want this either. But at the same time, I think she's a type where, especially with religion, I don't mean to drag nobody, but a lot of times people will be like, you have to fight and marriage is a forever thing. But if you're fucking miserable end the marriage. Like, God wants you to be happy. Like, God doesn't want you to be with someone who's cheating on you because of a sanctimonious marriage or whatever the fuck they call it. And I think that, you know, the religious part of her is like, I have to make this work. And then her parents, because it's like they see money signs when they look at Justin. I think, I'm going to be honest with y'all because I felt it for a while. Her father, allegedly, zero facts here, her father thinks of her as, you really can't do much. You're not very useful. You're not a singer. You're not an actress. So I got to pair you up with someone so that you can make money so that I can benefit. It's giving like Britney Spears' dad. Not that level, but where it's like, I got to make sure that you reflect me. You know how parents that are toxic need to hyper control your life so that they look good? That's her father. Is it Alec or is it Steven? Alec, Steve. I think it's Stephen Baldwin, right? Allegedly, no facts here. So she's got that going against her. So the hate for Hailey, I'm sorry, I don't support it because I think she would have left. I think she would have left Justin a lot longer ago than we would expect. But when you got people in your ear, you got all these team members, people controlling you all the time. Hailey's caught between a rock and a hard place too. In fact, you know what? I bet I can prove it. Spirit team, how does Hailey feel? She wants to be alone. She doesn't want to accept the heartbreak, of course, because it's like all the time I put in. 5 of Cups in reverse. It's like I don't. Oh my God, what's that song? You're the one I want in my life. Already got a wife. I can't leave you alone. And I know I'm living wrong, but I can't let you go. She knows she'll never amount to Selena. She's sick and tired of hearing about it, and she wants to let go. She doesn't want to be with Justin either. It's just more like I've already, you know, when you put so much, I get this so much. I really do, because I had an ex like this. When you put so much time and energy into someone and you're like, if I let this person go and they get their shit together for someone else, like how dare you? You know what I mean? Like, I've been there. I get that. I think that's kind of where she's at, where it's like, we have a child together. I want to make this work. Maybe he can change, but I know he won't change. And I want to leave. But at the same time, what if I leave and he gets his shit together and then some girl gets the version of him that I deserved? Like, that's kind of the energy from her, where it's like, I want to let go, but I can't call him trash because I'm not ready to. You know what I mean? How does Hailey feel? It's not fair. The justice scales are in reverse. It's not fair. Look at how they're both not looking. It's like, we live separate lives. We're barely a couple as is. Like, what am I doing? I don't think she's happy. I think she's really just trying to survive. The Hailey hate, I really just don't think that's fair, guys. I just don't. I understand. You could flip out in the comments. I get it. But I think her dad has been the puppeteer of this for a long time. I think there's been moments where she's went to her dad, because it's reminded me of the Taylor Swift song y'all bring up, where it's like, Daddy said no. I know I get it wrong every time. But it's like, I think she's had conversations with her father where she's like, I'm not happy. And her family or him is like, stick it out, make it work, blah, blah, blah. I think she would have left him a while ago, if I'm being honest with you. But she has no one in her corner saying, hey, you deserve better. Hey, he don't love you. Like, just take the L. Like, and she loves him because she put all this time into it, but she hates him too. Because I'm hearing Rihanna, I hate you, I love you, I hate that I love you. Yeah, it's like, and all of our finances are mixed together. We already spent all this time together. Like anyone that's been in a marriage forever, it's hard to leave, right? It's complicated. It's not just a breakup and you're done. We live together. We share expenses. So it's like, how complicated is this going to get if I leave? It's easier to stay. It's giving me stay for the kids. I think that's Blink-182, right? But she don't want to be with him. The High Priestess in reverse. It's like I have to ignore my intuition and just try to suck it up and get through this, because she's a people pleaser to an extent. Hailey's listening to the people around her that are telling her to stick it out because they want all the money. They want all the accolades. Think about it. If Hailey, think about it this way. Like, just remove your emotions for a second. If Hailey broke up with Justin and they split up tomorrow, got divorced, finalized, do you honestly think we'd hear about Hailey really that much anymore? No. We only hear about her because she's connected to Justin. We only hear about her because Selena drops a song and we think it's about Hailey. If they were to split up, who would Hailey be? And her family are the Baldwins. They can't have that. Think about it. Steven, Alec, they've been in movies for generations. They're big time names. And their daughter, his daughter, they kind of look at her as a nothing. And it's kind of fucked up. Like, that's messed up. Hailey's a person, right? And I think she's created businesses for herself. So she's not nothing, but because she doesn't have the creative part that they do, right? She's not an actress. She's not a singer. They look at her like she's beneath them. So if she's getting that from her family, of course she's going to settle for a relationship that's miserable. That's all she knows. But I think the kid's starting to wake her up. So I'm interested to see where this goes. I don't think, the problem is like she wants to leave, but then the family gets involved. And then Justin has a way of saying things to make her feel like she should stick around because he's afraid to leave. But honestly, like, both of them are emotionally tapped out of this relationship. I just keep hearing it's cheaper to keep her. You know how people are just in loveless marriages and they're like, it's just easier this way? That's where they're at. Where's he at with Diddy? Smile for the cameras. Don't let anybody know I'm suffering. I wanted to didn't he unfollow Diddy on Instagram? Because I remember you guys being like, why didn't you unfollow Diddy? He wants nothing to do with it, and he doesn't want any association. I think that's why he's milking the whole, like, I'm still happy in this love-filled relationship, and blah, 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 because it's like, please don't bring up the Diddy situation. I don't want to talk about it. I was a child. I know what happened to me. I'm trying to keep the peace. I'm trying to keep my head above waters. I'm trying not to blow my brains out, allegedly. No facts here. Think about the trauma that came with that. He doesn't want to talk about it. He's a Pisces. It's easier to numb. Not judging your Pisces placements. I have escapism tendencies myself. We're all human. We're all trying to do the best with what we got. Yeah, it's like he's trying to be strong and pretend like he's okay. Focus on being a dad. Focus on what he can create for himself. Why does that remind me of Hailey, though? Spirit, what are you talking about? I think there's also something here about, like, maybe, I don't think he tells Hailey the full story about what happened, but I think he's afraid of being alone, because then it's like I'd have to sit alone with my thoughts. And at least, you know, in this miserable marriage, I can escape the Diddy situation. I can escape what hurts. So he kind of looks to Hailey as like, maybe I'm miserable, but at least I have company. You know what I mean? You know how, like, misery loves company and people that complain tend to draw each other in? It's kind of that vibe. It's like, Hailey's miserable, I'm miserable, we're miserable together. I don't have to face the trauma I've been through because I'm dealing with her and I'm dealing with the kid. And luckily in this card, you know, the kid is the dog and the dog's happy. So I do think that regardless of what they're going through, I do think the kid's being well taken care of. I'm going to say that. I don't think they let it. I wouldn't be shocked if they fight in front of the kid, but I think this would be the type of thing where, like, they're fighting and then Hailey grabs the kid and leaves the house, or they're fighting, they go into another room or something like that. I do think they're trying to make sure that it doesn't trickle onto the kid, but the Diddy situation is definitely still weighing hard on Bieber, and he's taking it in small doses because that's a lot of trauma. That's a lot of years of trauma. It's going to take him time. He's not going to therapy. He doesn't have a support system. He's doing the best he can. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he has nightmares. I wouldn't be surprised if he has sleepless nights. I wouldn't be surprised if that's why he leans on weed. Weed helps you fall asleep when you can't sleep. So I wouldn't be shocked if he gets super stoned at night so he passes out, because this Diddy thing is a lot to him. We all know without knowing. We know. You know what I mean? We know. Allegedly, no facts. So he struggles. And it's like another reason to stay with Hailey, because it's like if I focus on this and I'm mad about this, then I don't have to focus on the real devil and you know what I mean? Yeah, this man's exhausted. He's just trying to figure out a way to start a new life. And he doesn't. With that devil card, I like that. With the devil card in reverse, he's trying to disconnect from things that don't make him happy. So if the man wants to get stoned to shit, make some music videos. I mean, if you're a stoner, you get it. Sometimes you have a hard day. You get super stoned, dancing to music. It feels like life's okay for a minute so I can breathe before I have to delve into the things that pain me to begin with. This man went through a lot of trauma. Let him smoke his fucking weed. Let Britney Spears make weird videos of herself dancing. It doesn't have to make sense. They were all robbed of their childhoods. Of course they're going to act weird. They didn't get to be kids. That's the industry for you. And with the Diddy thing, it's just like, I want to move on. But the problem is he really needs to deal with the pain that comes with it, because I think he has a tendency to take it out on Hailey, where it's like he gets real mad and then he blows up. I do think he has an anger issue for sure. But it's coming from a place of he's got a lot of trauma and no one to go to. I wouldn't even be shocked if his team doesn't want him to see a therapist. They're probably the type that's like, yeah, go to this church because they're probably connected to it. It's reminding me of a crime show I just watched where like they had to follow the money, and it was like the place that was the good place was connected to the place that was funneling illegal money. So it's like maybe the team has an in with the church, and so they get a cut if he goes to the church. So it's like, oh, you don't need therapy, just go to church. But church isn't really doing it because you need that one-on-one, and he doesn't get that from anyone. I just saw Chris Crocker, his viral video, Leave Britney Alone. Justin's going through it, and he's doing the best he can, and he's not going to be perfect all the time, and he is going to have temper tantrums. He is going to act out. He is going to be a toxic fuckboy. He is going to smoke his weed. He is going to be an asshole to Hailey. They both need to just admit they don't want to be together, but they're both codependent on each other for different reasons. Bieber's afraid of being alone with his thoughts. Weed helps numb that. Listen, he's not popping perks. He's not shooting up. He's not doing anything too bad. So right now, as of right now, energies can change. Remember, there was a point where I was worried. Right now, I think he's just using weed to numb. And honestly, it could be worse. It really could be worse. How he handles Hailey, not the best. Again, though, it could be worse. And I think with what he's going through and what he's gone through, him having bouts of anger, but then, having days where he just wants to get fucked up off weed and dance around and have fun. He's being a kid for the first time. He didn't get to do that. Think about the 48 hours he was at Diddy's house when he was, 14, 16? What do you think happened? Just think about it. I'm not even going to have to say anything. I'm sure you could guess. I'm sure we all could guess. Imagine if that happened to you. Your favorite people, Usher, believing that was his big brother. All these people failed him. And y'all are worried because he smokes a lot of weed? He could be doing worse, bro. He could be doing worse. And while I do think we should keep an eye on him, we should just keep sending prayers, because that anger, even though it's sometimes directed at the wrong people, that's energy that's been trapped in his body that he's letting out. And when we get angry and we release it, that's us releasing that trapped trauma. So if he's lashing out, even though it shouldn't be at Hailey, he is releasing. And if he keeps doing that, eventually he might get to a place where he's a little bit more okay, and then we might actually hear from him. And then he might channel it through music, because I do see him wanting to go a different route with music. I don't know where that King of Cups went. Wait. Yeah. I think it's reminding me of Will Smith, Just the Two of Us. Like, I think he's using his child in a good way of like, this is what's going to help me get through. This is what's going to help me survive. And so I like that for him. I really do think he loves his kid. I really don't think he wants to leak his shit onto his kid. And I just think he leans on weed to survive. And I think that he doesn't have anyone around him to teach him how to do this in a healthy way, which is why, and we see this all the time, right? Like, people get afraid and they're overwhelmed, and then they go to the church. He doesn't know how to look within, find himself from within. We got to just keep praying until he figures it out. And I think he's in a decent direction. It could definitely be worse. Anything else about, I covered everything, right? The church, Selena, their relationship's a sham. They're both miserably ever after. I hope that they leave eventually, but we'll see. Final information on Diddy. Okay. I guess Diddy, maybe. About Bieber before I wrap this up. Relationships and money. He's sad. But he's nostalgic about the past and his relationships, and that's a good thing, because that means he's not... Because here's the thing. As a fellow smoky... You can smoke as much as you want, but it ain't like alcohol where you black out and then it's gone. Like, you're still capable of feeling those feelings. It just makes it a little bit easier. So I do think that he's dealing with his emotions the best that he can. And with the Six of Cups, I think that he's reflecting on his past, his relationships, how he made his money, how he got to where he is. And he's sad. Of course he's sad, because he feels like he's been played. By Diddy, by Usher, by all of them. Everybody who he keeps on following, that's him coming to terms with who didn't have his back. He's accepting it, which is a great step. Yeah, that's not fair. And I want to get better, because look at how it says personal trainer on that. I want to get better. I just think right now he's in the thick of it. So because he's in the thick of the pain, You're going to see him act erratic. You're going to see him be angry. Of course he's angry. Why wouldn't he be angry? Look at everything that's ever happened to him. He literally went on TV and said he thought his marriage was arranged. He wasn't lying. He said it like 3 times while that chick was laughing. He was telling the truth. But y'all blame Hailey. I blame the dad. Sorry, not sorry. And I think he's getting to a place where it's like, if I look at my past, maybe I can get better. But he doesn't have people around him to help learn that. And Hailey doesn't know how to do that because look at her toxic ass family. So he's just trying to do the best he can with what he's got. It's going to take him longer than most people. Queen of Wands in the reverse is the back deck energy. That's Hailey. Oh, God, he wants to leave her so bad. But the family, I think especially with the, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to drag people that like church, but you know how some churches push, like, you need to make the family work no matter what. I think there's a guilt here of like, if I leave, then am I screwing over my kid? Am I fucking over the family life? So I do think that he's at a place where he's like, I don't want to be with Hailey, but I also don't know what it's like to be on my own. And I go on social media to escape, and I'm sitting here and I'm looking at Selena and Benny and they're happy. So how can I be happy? What do I need to do? 4 of Cups reversed. Do I need to kick this bitch out? Do I need to find something else? Because again, with this Queen of Wands, and again, not fat shaming or anything, but when you think about like when people bitch online about the people that take those bikes and they don't work on themselves and they're in Walmart, you know those videos I'm talking about. I think he sees Hailey as a leech now. I think he's looking at it for what it is. But again, the father. And so he's like, you're just more weight on me. You don't help me. You don't help me get better. And so he's tired. He doesn't want to do it anymore. But he doesn't know how to get out. 9 of Wands in reverse. I've learned to walk on eggshells my entire life to get through this industry. How do I take my power back? I don't know. So I lash out. It's like all this suppressed anger is starting to seep out. And I think we might see more of this. We're going to hear more shit about how he's angry. More shit about how he's treating Hailey like trash. But it's because he's been forced into a marriage he didn't want to begin with. So, I don't know. I just keep seeing Chris Crocker leave Brittany alone in my mind's eye. So, I think we should just continue to pray for him. I know he's toxic. I hear you. I understand. But with the Emperor flying out in the very beginning, he wants to be the father that he didn't have. He wants to be a man. Yeah, what's that song? That's something to be proud of. That's a life you could lay your hat on. He wants to be a good role model for his kid. And he knows that he can't do that in the situation that he's in now. So now it's like he's thinking. He's trying to come up with ideas. But when you have a team that's working against you and you have a relationship that's working against you and the family's working against you, no one's on your side. Justin Bieber is going to get a little erratic. He's going to not do everything perfect. And no human ever really does, right? So I just think we should keep praying for him. And I think he can get out of this. I have faith that he can do this. But I just think he's going to do it the cop-out way. I think he's going to try to make Hailey as miserable as possible until she leaves him. That's kind of how it feels right now. He could change. He could grow and just leave her. But it kind of feels like one of those, like, I'm going to make you so miserable that you don't want to be with me anymore. And then they'll do their whole, oh, we just couldn't make it work. And their amicable differences on Google because you know her fucking father's controlling everything so that she doesn't look bad. And it's just, these people don't know how to have empathy because all they care about is money. Yeah, I'm hearing Cardi. I don't really need the D, I need the money. All a bad bitch need is the money. Money-hungry people that have been siphoning Justin Bieber his entire fucking life. And now he's at a place in his life where he's trying to figure out how to turn that around for his betterment. So he's not going to get it right. He's not going to be perfect. I think we should give him some room to fuck up a few times. It's not right that he's mean to Hailey. I hear ya. It's not right that he is verbally abusive. It's not right that he lashes out. But we also need to take accountability if we're an anxiously attached type of person, because she's anxiously attached and he's emotionally avoidant. He's emotionally avoidant. She knows damn well he's miserable. She should learn to love herself and walk away, and she's not doing that. It takes 2 to tango, right? Because if she knew herself, if she loved herself, she'd walk the fuck away. So hopefully she can empower herself and be like, you know what? I'm good. Goodbye. You know what I mean? Will she? No. I think it's going to be him. I think he's going to just keep yapping until she's just like, you know what? Fine, you win. I'm done. Because I also think she's been brainwashed by the church and her family to make it work even when you're miserable. They're both miserable. They both don't want to be together. Like, that's one thing I'll say. They don't like each other. It's mutual on that end. So I'm going to leave it here, besties. Again, let me know what you guys want for the history of the CIA video, because I don't even know where to go with that one. So let me know either on this one or on the poll that I posted on the community post. But I'm going to leave it here. You guys can find me at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok if they still got it. If you want to book a private reading with me, thekarmicdf.com, you could be added to the wait list. I'm finally back on. Yes. But I'm going to leave it here. I understand. I hear you. If you're like, but Justin should know better. He's grown, blah, blah, blah. I agree. I totally agree. But can you honestly say that you understand? Were you passed around as a child allegedly and for entertainment purposes only? Were you forced throughout your entire childhood to be manipulated by everyone because of money? People pretending they loved you when they didn't? I just think that it does us all a disservice to, you know, blame people without seeing their side. Yeah, you can even go as far as Hailey's father. I mean, what happened to his childhood to make him so selfish? Well, maybe we know, maybe we don't. We got to look at it from a higher perspective. So I'm going to leave it here, besties. Y'all can catch me on my other socials, and I will see you guys in my next video. So thank you so much for watching.
Life's complicated, we all have our faults. The more we are separate, we close off our hearts. No vulnerability and we can't connect. Lean on our vices to try and forget that we're only human, we all want the same. Egos and pride differ when we're to blame. Now you're alone in tears asking God why.